What do you get when you put two Minnesotans and a guy from Wisconsin together? Twist. The Week in Sports Talk. Get ready for some sports chatter where there's sure to be laughing, arguing, and maybe even crying. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Reeves, Matt Benz, and Greg Green Bay Bauman.
We're here.
Barely.
Yeah, probably the most anticipated episode of Twist we've ever had.
The phones are already
Lighting up,
dialing in to see. We are episode 91, 40 times.
Yeah. We just did our 40s.
Yep.
And Mike and Matt did the much anticipated race.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt and I also raced, but that wasn't
Yeah.
that
was
wasn't
for fun.
That was for fun. That was to give me a little something to go up against, which wasn't even close.
Well, that's
Yeah.
all right.
Oh.
You know, it's all right.
But do you guys want to unveil the times? Mike's obviously going to cut it, paste it.
Yeah, we're gonna put it up
Yeah,
after the
we'll
show
put,
here.
we'll put it up after. We need to review some film. I think Matt got off to
Sure.
a jump. So
Oh, yeah. Well, technically, I got off to a jump the first time I ran it.
the first two times.
Well,
The first time I
He was
called it
prepping
because I knew
himself
I
for
jumped.
cheating.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
So we
if
got to
it
go
would
back
have
to
been,
the tape.
what you guys will see from the tape is this: I could have let Mike take 3 steps out the gate
Oh, we should have done that too,
and
then,
smoked them.
with that kind of.
Well,
talk.
yeah, you could set it. I mean, all we got to know is the house wins. All right.
Yeah.
The odds in Vegas would have been probably like plus 300 me.
Yeah. Well, you got me by
No,
a high,
minus
high 3
minus
seconds.
300 me favored.
Yep. You beat
Yeah.
us. You beat us both by about that.
It's all right.
needless to say, the most important thing is no one got hurt.
No one got hurt
Greg
yet.
didn't get hurt. Yeah.
There was
That's
let's just say that when if we were to do a 20-yard dash time, I think that I'd have felt more comfortable.
Oh yeah.
At about the 30-yard mark, the old knee told me, you know what, enough's enough, dude.
Without you, we wouldn't have known how far to run.
I still
Mark
think so. This all came about at Vikings training camp. We had real good seats. We didn't see any of the training
None of the
camp
training camp.
because it's very poorly executed.
3 hours in the sun. Get your fucking head.
Very poorly executed by the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, we won't be back.
But we had great seats. What were those chairs?
Adirondack.
Adirondack chairs.
Yep.
Front
probably about
row.
$1.50 a pop, I bet.
Yep. And so we're sitting there, and Benzie looks over at me and he goes, "You think you could run out on the field and get to the other side of the field?" I said, 100%.
Because there's a security guard. Now,
Yeah.
given a heavier set security guard, but Mike goes, "Oh, 100% I can make it across." I said, "There ain't no way. There is zero way. You don't understand how far across the football field is."
Yeah.
We
It's
just
100
ran
yards.
40, and I tell you, by the end of that 40, I was done.
Well, here's the thing. I'm more of a long speed. So what, 40's when I'm hitting my stride, brother. Get to 56, then the burners are on.
Yep, that's right, dude.
And there ain't nothing they can do.
Little do we
about
know,
it.
Mike's running a 5K in 2 weeks, dude. Get excited. He's gonna place first on that.
I'm just sitting here listening to this because I don't have an argument. All I know is that I think that Matt would have. I think that your sweet spot is a 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
Because Mike, I don't think that you would have made it 10 more yards without.
Oh, God. Here we go.
You were wrapped up.
No, I wasn't. I ran 2 of them. I could run 3 more.
You'll see the video.
I'm a fucking machine.
You'll see the video, but you started to get into your long distance stride at about 20 yards. The head came up. You started to get into your stride.
Greggy coached me beforehand. He said,
How was my
keep your head
form?
down. Keep your head down in line."
How was my form, Greg?
If it was judged on best looks, you wouldn't run it.
Yeah, you had good long distance.
You had me
form.
by 4 seconds in best looks.
I thought about when Benzie posted, he'd be the best looking runner. I was like, maybe I'll just run in this then. Fuck it.
Oh, I had no doubt when I walked in the bathroom and saw your change of clothes afterwards. I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah, Mike had compression pants on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's safety first.
I'm glad you were safe.
I don't want to pull a hammy.
No.
Yeah, we'll see how you feel in the morning.
Oh, I'll feel good. I've been drinking water like it's crack.
That's
so,
good.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
good times.
we had a impartial timer.
We did.
We had Big
Matt-
Mike from
Big
our
Mike-
big sponsor, Big Mike from Absolute Sports Cards in Savage, Minnesota.
We
Come
did.
on
Yeah.
through.
Thanks
Make
to
sure
Mike and
you're
Absolute.
shopping.
Thanks to John and Daily Defense.
Daily Defense.
If you get yourself in a bind, call
He
Johnny
should
D.
suspend his advertising with us for a while and pick it back up after he's not so busy taking on all these
dude,
high
he
profile
can handle it.
cases.
He can handle it.
I mean, it's if you commit a crime,
Yeah.
that's going to show up on the 5 o'clock
Allegedly.
news. If you're just accused of something,
Yes.
and you're on the 5 o'clock news,
Yeah.
just call Daily immediately.
He's already there.
He's already got it in.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to suspend it. What I need you guys to do is I need you to share it, like it, comment on it.
Oh yeah.
So then when I come back to the table with John
Yeah.
about more
yeah.
sponsorship money,
Oh,
I can justify it.
bring the bag.
Because really, we're on a very low res computer camera today.
Fixed income.
My phone is really it does what it wants.
Yep.
You know, most weeks it's like, sure, Mike. This
Yep.
week it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. It's
And
overheating in your
So I've been
pocket.
looking at these Mevo cams. It's actually a 3-camera setup that I can just do right from
Yeah.
my handy phone here.
Sure.
And I can, Matt's talking, click on Matt. Greg's
Yeah,
talking,
You
click
can
on
produce.
Matt.
You can actually produce the show.
You can produce the show from the phone. So John, if you're listening, if you're watching,
We need some grease.
why don't you check out Mevo 3-camera setup?
Yeah.
It's about
Christmas is right around the corner.
it's about
John.
$1,000. And I mean, it would just elevate this show to the next
Now
level.
we're talking.
Yeah. Three cameras, Greg. You wouldn't know what to do.
I might commit a crime just
Where are
to
the
put some
cameras?
more cheddar in Daly's
Yeah.
back pocket.
Now we're talking. If you're in a bind, keep Daily on your mind.
Whoa.
Oh, that right there is worth the fucking
Oh, it
cameras.
is.
That's right there. You can have that for free, John.
Cut a check.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, you can use that.
Mike will get you about 10 shirts, 3 of which you'll keep at home in the dryer. You won't wear them when you need to. That's no big deal. Councilman Mike.
We'll
City
see.
Council.
We're gearing up.
Well, hold on now. So Mike's running for city council. There's how many open spots?
There's 6 people running for 3 open spots.
And one got the hook, right?
2 of those 6 are incumbent. And Greg, what is an incumbent?
That means they're like continuing on. They're currently in those roles.
Re- Re-election.
They're trying to.
Well, they're currently in the roles. They're trying.
Yeah, they're
to
running
re-elect.
for re-election.
Those seats are open. They don't get them. They still need to get the votes.
6 seats, 2 will probably give in. So then you got
1.
4 left.
Then you got, 4 for 1. And another one of those 6 is on the news. She committed a good old felony.
Well. Accused.
Allegedly, she's got
Allegedly.
Daily. She's calling Daily, dude. Is that
Yeah.
conflict of interest or what?
Well, she's been charged with a felony.
Yeah, man.
Which, as we've learned about national
Who
politics,
hasn't?
that really doesn't stop anybody.
Yeah, it's a notch in your
So
belt.
there
Yeah.
was, we have these private groups on Facebook, right? Concerned Citizens
Of course you do. Yeah.
deal. And this anonymous, that drives me
Yeah,
nuts.
the anonymous.
When you post anonymously, it's like, if you got something to say it and
Yeah.
say it to everybody.
Yeah, loud and
So an
proud.
anonymous person basically threw this chick under the bus, and I truthfully wanted to get on and defend the chick
Sure.
running. We don't know the situation.
Innocent until proven
From
guilty.
what it sounds like, her and an ex-boyfriend got into it.
Oh,
He must be a hunter, and so she took all of his fake deer
Okay.
and
Well,
smashed
they're
them
not-
up.
or taxidermy, we call it.
No, like the deer you put in the lawn to scare off
Oh.
other deer.
Oh,
And
the
like
decoy,
the
a
owls, the
decoy.
decoys.
Okay.
Smashed a bunch of them up.
She
You know,
loaded up the deep.
He could have beat her, cheated on her.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
You never know.
So
dude.
just to bash her on there, and
Oh no! And she took the cameras, and that's why she got a felony because the cameras are worth a certain amount.
yeah,
The
it's
trail
once,
cams.
Once you elevate
Trail
past a certain
cams.
money.
Oh, I know all about that. Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget we're in Faribault, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bad weekend.
yeah.
I mean, that's you're getting out at 11 o'clock Monday morning in front of the judge.
Yeah.
On your own recognizance.
Rice County.
No terms, no conditions.
Yeah, book and
This isn't
release.
this will
You're
get
getting-
lowered. This will get lowered to a petty misdemeanor.
You're getting released on your own recognizance for rape at this point in this state.
Well, she's not. She's not going to win from the jail. Right?
No, and we'll see. I don't do anything half-assed. If I'm going to enter something or do something, I'm going to try and win. Just like today, I
Yeah.
tried to win.
I
failed.
You have your formula.
So,
You don't do your formula half-ass. That's right. Your formula.
My
Now,
formula.
some people might look at your formula and think, "Oh man, this dude's a kook," but he's a paper guy in a paper world.
So I'm
Right?
I'm gonna try my best. It's gonna be tough. You know,
Crybaby Craig's is in.
honestly, I'm just excited to see. Even if I lose, I just want to see how many people I sway.
Yeah, just like the race.
Is it 40?
Yeah.
Is it 400?
Yeah.
Is it 4,000?
Yeah.
We'll see.
It
it's-
will be interesting because a lot of people usually don't vote on Period.
Yeah,
So
and I got
good.
some radio interviews coming up. That's why
Oh,
I'm
that'll be the best. dude.
practicing my radio. I'm thinking about going live.
Are you going to talk about the upcoming Vikings season in these interviews?
No.
You got to work it in.
That's what I would do.
What you got to do is to appeal to the masses, because that's what you got to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to assume not everyone's going to know who you are.
Yeah.
Come up with the sports analogies.
I want you in all.
I'm gonna
of your-
need you for that.
Okay, I'll give you that, but then we gotta go into the hunting world because you're in Faribault.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of
Blaze orange.
But here's what I'm not gonna do, Greg.
what's that?
I'm not gonna slip in black tar heroin.
No. I wouldn't. How about synthetic marijuana?
I
mean,
could probably do that. Yeah.
Just say you're going to make a big push to legalize all drugs in Rice County and see. You never know. You might get some of those.
I think meth
those
is
college kids come
Yeah,
out of
but
the woodwork.
Yeah, but the problem those people don't vote.
Well, we'll see,
You know,
dude. Yeah,
nobody
I hope you
came
get
out and voted for the primary for the mayors.
sure,
It was like 700 people, I think,
Yeah.
out of 25,000 we got.
sure.
But yeah, Rice County. Speaking of Rice County, I think I'm gonna go to the Steele it's Steele County.
Steel County,
Steele County,
big
okay.
county fair. It's a big one.
Have you ever been?
No,
It's the biggest free fair in the state.
look at that.
Wow.
Right around the corner
I
from the
hear
Great
nothing.
American or the Great Minnesota Get Together.
I'll never go.
No,
No,
you're not a state fair guy.
Last time I went to the state fair, I actually did a radio interview for my former employer, which will get no street cred on this show.
Sure,
But that was the last time,
not a sponsor.
and I definitely not a sponsor.
Yeah.
No, I hate it.
How come?
I hate everything about
You
it.
like the heat.
I do.
You like people.
Not that many.
Not that many. Too many
No,
people.
too many people.
Food on a stick.
I can get food on a stick at Panaprog.
All right.
So
All right.
no, I don't like getting there, entering there, leaving there, being there.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good point because when I've gone there, it's if I take a shuttle to the front,
Yeah.
okay, that's great.
Yeah.
But if you got to park
Yeah.
6-7 blocks away, by the time I get to the front, I need a break.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
God. Yeah.
and
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
The only
I-
way I'll go, and I wouldn't even go inside, is we'd be peddling these
Agua.
Layla. which
Oh,
is
yeah,
out
oh.
front, lemonade stand peddling because they got the peddlers out front before you go in.
Oh, yeah.
Dollar Waters, Dollar
Yep.
Waters,
Yep.
just killing it. Just
Oh,
killing it.
see, You are thinking like a politician. I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the right way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to pay for the signs,
yeah,
postcards, and the shirts.
I've gone to too many state fairs in the years past, like working a booth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's with my so it's not a big deal to me. Although I did get invited because of what happened 2 months ago
Sure.
with New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
That KS95 said to me they'd like to
Oh,
interview us,
Yeah.
but Becky's like, I've never been to the state fair.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. Now. 'cause she-
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But
You just call them and say, "Look,
they don't want to.
I'm really what you're looking for here. I'll do the
I'll show
interview.
up.
I'll show up. It's
Yeah.
fine."
Yeah. That's fine.
The old lady needs a little
my
rest.
twist gear.
Sure.
well,
Yeah. I don't see why not. The
I'm
only
pretty
good-
sure it's a radio interview, Greggy, so it doesn't
But there's gonna be
matter.
people out front.
Oh,
Well, there's got to be a lot of initials games at the fair, right? Or is it just the same amount?
No, I don't know if they're even going to do it there.
Okay.
Because I know that they're going to be. I mean, they're going to be
booth.
knee deep
The
in the
booth is
tournament.
already. The booth is always rocking.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be
the
knee
booth
deep in the
is
tournament.
the booth is fun. That'd be about the only.
I always go up and see Dan Barrero. Tell him I don't listen to him.
Yeah, I don't ever go early enough to see the Power Trip or CPA. I think the year I went at Common was there.
Oh, that's good for you.
Yeah,
Common Rosie.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is Rosie
Can't
even
beat it.
still on it anymore?
He comes on like a couple times a week on the Power Trip. He's always on Common.
Little charity case.
Yeah.
Actually.
I haven't listened to K-Fan in
Me either.
a year.
Greggy's still
probably.
staying plugged in, which is good. We need him to be plugged in.
Well, I gotta.
I need to know what's going on.
I need to get on the initials game.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Didn't you try? Didn't you make a video and
Tries every
upload
Friday.
it?
Well, I tried. I tried to call in to win the money, but they're
Yeah.
not doing that. I mean, that was like an idea, but they haven't had a Rube on yet.
Okay.
So
Hogwash.
yeah.
They got too many fucking mouths to feed. you
Oh
know?
yeah. I mean, you got too many people that you got your core,
Yep.
your core five, and then they always, every time they got to pepper someone in
It's easy.
because Perry and Marnie, they're not regulars, so they have other crap going on.
And they
I
don't
love
need
it.
to do shit like that to get ratings. They're
No.
one of the top shows in the nation.
Yeah.
So they don't need average Joe, Rube on
No.
the initials.
I love it.
So
We're out here, dude.
So since this show does cater to sports at least for a while,
Yeah.
anything happened to the Vikings this week?
Not really.
I
Not
didn't
much.
think
It's been
so.
a very quiet week, dude. It's been a quiet week.
Oh, Greg.
I
was
think
gonna
it's
try
been
and
a-
get through the show without even talking about him.
Oh,
to
I
be
like
honest.
it. I
Okay,
like
so
it.
here's
It's
the
a great
thing.
talk.
I don't think it's the worst thing for you guys
It's not.
because here's the thing.
Yes.
And we've been talking about this, but so JJ McCarthy's out for the year.
Yep.
You know, I think that's a smart thing to do. You're going to get a year of him with a clipboard,
Exactly.
learning the speed of the game, which I think is the biggest. It's not a matter of game reps, practice reps. It's a matter of being there and seeing how fast the game moves,
Sure.
how quickly you got to get a play in, how quickly you got to be able to process that play and get it to your teammates.
Right.
So if he gets a year of that,
Yep.
I think that's perfect for you guys.
It is perfect.
I also think that now because of this situation, you guys got to start looking at overpriced assets because you don't have a lot of draft picks.
Yeah.
And you hear stupid things about, I mean, obviously that we should bring in Tom Brady. No, not even think about that.
Sure.
But there's talk about the Trey Lance. I saw a scenario that was a 4th and a 5th for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
You guys need a 4th and a 5th. You guys don't need to be giving up 4ths and 5ths. I think what you do is you play Sam Darnold, you bring in that clown you brought in the other day.
Howell.
What's that?
No.
Howell.
Yeah. And just deal with
Carroll, Matt Corral.
Yeah.
You said
I wish it
Howell.
was Howell.
Yeah.
Fuck.
it. And then you go into next year with a
Corral.
high draft pick. Maybe you got rid of the hitman, got a second for him.
That's
whatever.
the best part about this whole roster is that we finally have a front office that one goes after fucking people in free agency.
Yep.
So we've already seen that with a lot of the defensive pickups. I'm not worried. Like I've always said, even before the season started, is we're not winning this year.
No.
And that's okay. You've got the Lions, you've got the Packers, and you'll see what happens with the Bears. But I'm good. It's fine. You reload.
The worst thing that could happen to you guys this year
Yeah.
is going in with an attitude of let's do the best we can.
That's it every year.
Because then you
8
guys are going to end
wins.
up at 6 and 11.
Right.
You're going to end up with like the 9th to 11th draft pick.
Story
and
of
you're
our
gonna
life.
be no better than what you were.
Purgatory.
And I'm not saying blow it up and go
No.
0-17. I'm saying the best case scenario would be to be in one of those top 5 draft spots.
Yeah.
And then be in a spot where a quarterback falls to you that's highly coveted, because then you can trade him for
Yeah.
just a boatload of draft picks or trade that pick,
Yeah.
because that's what you guys need. You guys need assets.
That's the whole thing. I think we're gonna be just fine. Mikey, what you're holding off? What's going on?
I was sharing the show,
Oh,
just
good.
like I told everybody else to. So I figured
Good. Yeah, you should.
I should
share
as
it up.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we talked plenty. I think JJ, we wanted him to sit all year.
Yeah.
The fans, I think, would have probably pushed that to happen a little early, and I think he would have been fine. I don't think he's the rookie, and I think he showed that even though it was preseason, even though it was once, I think he showed what he showed at Michigan and what he showed in his whole football career, that the guy can game.
Oh yeah.
He's a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He throws a pick, and you know what he does? He doesn't put his head between his legs. He recovers and
Yeah.
throws, 2 touchdowns. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, from a fan perspective, I think it kind of sucks because now we know we will not see him. But for a franchise,
Yep.
yeah, I think it is what we need. I think Darnold, we brought him in for a high dollar amount, 1-year contract.
Yep.
With the understanding that this is probably going to be his team for a year, and we're okay with that,
Yeah.
regardless of the outcome. To Greggy's point about selling old assets, here's the thing.
Yep.
You have to look at a player like Harrison Smith, who for a couple years now has taken a reduced contract
Yeah.
to be here.
Yep.
And sometimes it behooves a franchise to be good to the players. And that means keep him on if he wants to be kept on.
Especially if you're not gonna
regardless
get
of
shit for him.
regardless
Yeah.
of the draft capital you're going to get. If he wants to end his career here, which it seems like he does, unless we're halfway through the season, we're right before the trade deadline, they have a conversation and it's like, look, we
Contender.
can send you to Philly.
Sure.
Well,
We'll
that's
get a
kinda-
3rd-round pick. You can go to a contender. You can get that ring before you're about to be done. And if he's willing, then you do it. I don't think you snub players. I think we have a good thing going as a franchise where players want to come here, where it's well run from the top down.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. I think that this might be a conversation that would start with Harrison Smith's agent.
Sure.
That might start with, hey, you know what? He believed in you guys. He wanted to be part of this, but let's be honest. Right now, the direction of your franchise is just delayed.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
you just said, he might have a conversation. He wants to go to one of these 5 teams. you might get a little less compensation, but you get something.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get anything higher than a fourth.
Well, and it
after the
doesn't
season.
matter if he goes somewhere for a year or two anyway. He'll end up in the Vikings Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
You can end back here,
Sure. Yeah.
even going somewhere else. But yeah, we do need to flip on some stuff. My biggest thing is let's just have some fun games. I don't want to just get blown out. Last year, I wanted us to lose most of the games that we played.
Sure.
And that's not a fun year for me as a fan. But when you need a quarterback, you're willing to do a lot.
It's interesting though that this year we have the third easiest schedule.
Really?
Yeah. Who has the first? The Packers. Which is really interesting that and on the year where you're not aiming to win a lot based on your starting lineup, it's one of the years where you have some great matchups, but you know what I mean? Like the beginning of the year is going to be tough, but it will be interesting. That's for sure. And they obviously have a plan.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun division. I think the Packers obviously will do well. I could see us taking last in the division this year.
Sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'll walk away, fine
and if
with
the
that.
Bears take last in the division this year, meltdown.
Yeah.
Melt.
Oh yeah. I think that the worst thing that could happen to you guys is
JJ getting hurt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you guys are 4-11,
Sure.
with 2 games to go, and all of a sudden you pull out 2 wins.
Sure.
Here's
You don't
here's
need
a
that.
bold
Yeah.
prediction though.
Okay.
If Caleb's a better prospect than CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Sure. Of course. He better be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he can have even a 3/4 of a CJ Stroud season last year,
Yep.
the Bears could potentially win the division. On paper, their offense is the best in the division.
It's
You have
always been
3
their
stud
problem.
receivers.
Yeah.
You brought in Swift. You have
Yep.
Cole Kmet. You beefed up the offensive line. Their defense was better last year
Yep.
than people gave it credit
Yep.
for. So potentially they could take 3 steps instead of 1
Yeah.
and really do it. I mean, we know the Packers, and it's probably Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikes,
Yeah.
but they could.
You never know.
I told you I made a Bears franchise. in
Not only
Madden.
that, but it only takes one horrible fucking thing to happen to any team.
Yeah.
And their guy goes down, and then what? Then you're shopping for astronauts, dude. And that's all bad.
Yeah.
So
By
I
the way, is he even in the league anymore?
think he's back at NASA, dude.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Solving.
You loved him.
What's that?
You loved
Astronaut?
I love the nickname. I thought that was the coolest nickname.
Yeah, it was
you're-
cool for about a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was
then-
terrible.
God, it looked good at first, though, didn't
Oh
it?
yeah.
Oh, he stole them.
Mikey's painting astronaut helmets for away games.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And he takes a huge just dump after 3 games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Changing gears. You guys watch the Olympics?
Yeah.
You watch the hoops?
Yep.
Watch the hoops, and I watched Simone.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. I had to go out and do a cartwheel.
That's
and a
about
somersault
we
for
we
you
had
just to
it on
prove I
at
could
work
do
a
it.
few
Yeah.
times, and we had women's volleyball.
Oh.
Liked that. And who was the former NBA player that turned volleyball? Chase Buttinger.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
That's fine. It wasn't. The hoops was the thing.
Yeah.
Well, the hoops is
What
always
a
the
fucking squad. Like, you just look at that team on paper, and then you see Serbia was such a good test for them. Even France was a good test. But you see on paper, maybe 5 guys on the whole team won't make HOF.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a rundown of generational talent.
Well, and that's the discussion that should be had. I hate the argument of, well, back the dream team in 92 only had to face 11 NBA
apples and
players, and
oranges.
now it's
Yeah.
61. Well, okay, probably 50 of those guys nobody's ever heard of. I
Right.
mean, it's Giannis's brother, and
Yeah.
20 of the guys have been retired for over 5
Yeah.
years. You're not facing NBA talent on another roster. Like you just said, it's HOF.
Yep.
The USA squad is just that much better. What it should explain is how important the concept of team is,
Oh, 100%.
because
Yeah.
whether it's Wemby or the Joker or
Yep.
Giannis
Yep.
or Luka,
Yep.
all these guys, as soon as the season ends, as soon as their NBA season ends, they go back to their home country and they are the captain of their team.
Yeah.
And the other guys fall in line.
Well,
Yeah.
Joker's just running around on horses.
Well, yeah,
Oh, that
but
too.
my
Yeah.
point is that the NBA, you now have to finalize your roster and you have to organize schedules.
Yep.
They just play better as a team. And I think that should be more of the argument. Can a team beat a group of Hall of Famers?
Right.
And how do you do that?
Yep.
Then you just rewind the tape to 1980 with the Dream Team.
Sure.
With not the Miracle on Ice.
Yep.
That's so you can show you how when you put that, just a group of guys together with a lot of talent and teach them how to play as a team,
Yeah.
you can beat an all-star team.
Correct. Just like in the WNBA, you saw the women's USA team play against the WNBA All-Stars with Caitlin Clark on there.
Yeah.
And guess what? They got their shit packed.
Oh, and there
You
were
know what I mean?
all
the girls that were talking shit.
all the girls that were on the all-star team, not the Olympic team.
Yeah.
They were all in their first, second, or third year.
Yep.
They all played college together, so they played all the AAU
Right.
together. They knew how to play as a team better.
Sure.
Here's a big takeaway for me, and I know you guys hate on him,
Yep.
but watching it, you have all these players on our team, right?
Sure.
LeBron is head and shoulders.
Yeah. At
The way
40.
his basketball IQ, the way he orchestrates on the court,
Yep.
his passes, everything, he doesn't need it to be a team, to Greg's point, because his IQ is so far head and shoulders above these guys that every time he hits the court,
Yeah.
he knows exactly how to make every single one of them better. And
Yes,
people
and
people
that's true.
argued, oh, Steph should have got the no, Steph hit some good shots.
Yeah,
he
he's on
wasn't
fire.
that, he
He's the
wasn't the
clutchest.
MVP
Yeah.
of the Olympics.
No.
LeBron head and shoulders
Sure.
was the MVP of
Yeah.
the Olympics. And to just watch him orchestrate, like that's why I've always been such a fan. And especially as his game has kind of shifted later in years, he's
Yes,
not, I
that's
mean,
the
he's still
difference.
explosive,
That's the difference. Yeah.
but I mean, his basketball IQ is just insane.
Yeah.
How he makes players around him better.
and I don't ever
unbelievable.
take that away from LeBron.
It's off the court.
That would be like me comparing this team to the Dream Team. I feel like you can't compare a guy in a different generation. You can compare their stats, you can
Yeah.
compare their rings, but it's a different sport than it was back then. Back then, it was inside the paint, ground and pound, physical basketball, and this is way softer of a sport, and it's more speed and it's more outside shots. That's why Steph and Durant took over from there. But you also see the IQ, yes, and also all the youngsters on the team. That is their Jordan. That's why we tend to be more biased, is just because I didn't get to grow up and watch Jordan play a different brand of basketball. And
Seen
that's
it,
all.
but didn't experience it because we were younger.
Yeah.
I got in this debate with a couple of the regulars at the bar, and he goes, well, if you would have grown up, during
probably
Bird, and I told him, I said,
Sure.
100%. I said, you know how fun that would have been? That was literally written from Hollywood.
Sure.
You have these two people in Magic Johnson and Larry Bird
Yep.
who played each other in college.
Mhm.
They're top picks in the NBA, and they go to the biggest franchises ever. And
Right.
for a decade, compete against each other.
Yep.
I mean, you can't write it any better than that,
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm sure, racism played a big part back in the day.
Oh,
So
they
you had all
wanted it
those
to.
racist
Sure.
bastards who hated Magic, and you got Bird,
The vice versa. yeah.
drinking Budweisers with a blonde mustache. It was just,
I think it's funny that you guys were just saying how you didn't grow up with Jordan. You were too young, so this is your Jordan. I was in high school and college when Jordan was
Right.
winning championships.
Exactly, and that's that's the thing.
The thing back to the team concept.
Yeah.
You form a team around your best player.
Sure,
With Jordan, you were running a perimeter game.
sure.
You did not need a dominant big man at that
Right.
time. I mean, you had Bill Cartwright. You had
well, you had the
Yeah.
triangle.
you ran the triangle.
Yeah.
I've taught the triangle.
Of course.
And the triangle is designed that anyone can play any position.
Right.
LeBron plays a brand of basketball where he can play any position,
Yep.
not necessarily anyone else on his team.
Right.
So when LeBron is playing the 5 or the 1 or the 3 or whatever it is,
Yep.
he needs the guys around him that can play the other positions. Whereas the design of the triangle offense is you can be on the court for 30 seconds and everyone shift positions,
Right.
where you look for those mismatches.
Yep.
The difference is Phil Jackson had to find Michael Jordan's mismatches, whereas LeBron is on the court dribbling a basketball up the court, and he has to find those mismatches as he's walking up
That
the
is
court.
crucial. Yes. And you can see it.
Yes.
No one coaches LeBron.
I don't think there's
No.
been a smarter basketball player than LeBron.
I can give him that.
You know,
yes, correct.
when he's coming up the court, he
Yep.
he sees things that nobody else
Yeah, his
does.
IQ is
Yeah.
he's the GOAT there. And then everything else, again,
I
we
think
can
that's-
debate.
yeah.
All the shows can debate.
Yeah.
IQ,
But
LeBron,
they're
skill, Jordan. Yeah.
They're different.
Yep, they are. They
So
are.
there's this funny story. Speaking of LeBron, do you remember when he went up to Gilbert Arenas in the playoffs right before Gilbert was shooting the free throws
No.
and whispered in his ear, and Gilbert Arenas missed both?
What do you say?
So that was Gilbert Arenas was on this podcast, and they were over at LeBron's gambling, and I think it was Damon Jones, one of the guys for the Cavs on the bench, didn't play at all. It was like $30 bets on silly stuff, but Jones always owed Arenas.
Yeah.
So every pregame, he's like, "Oh, the collector's here, the bank's here, like pay me my money."
Yeah.
All this, that, and the other. So LeBron goes, and Jones never played. He was like the 10th
of
guy
course.
on the bench.
Yeah.
So LeBron goes up in Gilbert's ear and he goes, "You know who's coming in if you miss these?" And he's like, "That motherfucker ain't coming in." He misses both. Look who comes in, hits a corner three
Cash.
to beat him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And
That's
I
funny.
always thought he was just talking shit, like, especially when he started it, I figured he'd be like, "Well, you know who's going to get me?"
Yeah.
But no, it was this inside joke bet.
Cash.
That's
Yeah, comes
love
in,
it.
hits it.
I love
You're
it.
done talking shit to me.
It's beautiful. Gold
Yep.
medals. America's still the best.
Did we win the gold medal count?
Oh, by like 30.
Shattered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
well,
still number one.
at some point we were down 1 to China.
That's-
Where was that aligned with towards the end of it?
That was before all of the gymnastics and all that.
Okay.
That was a lot of the.
I think we had like 30 more golds than
Yeah.
the second
Yeah,
place.
because
It
the
was
only thing that matters, Twist Nation, is the gold medal count.
Yeah.
Not all the medal counts.
Well,
Because
all of them matter, but
What's-
yeah,
they matter to the people that,
Yeah.
if you win a silver or bronze at the Olympics,
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from you. But it's all about the gold.
Yeah.
Nobody's showing up there to win. I didn't fucking get on the pavement today running to get a silver.
We should have sent
I was trying to go for the gold.
Yeah, you got close. I'll bite on it later here. But you should have we should have sent you for breakdancing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even know that was
You
a
catch
thing.
that. This
I-
is the first year and the only year. They're not bringing it back in the next Olympics.
I did catch a little bit of it.
You saw the Australian.
No, I couldn't.
Oh, she's all over. She's on
Oh yeah, the one
memes
with
everywhere.
on the hat.
Yeah,
yeah.
she was literally the laughing stock of the world.
She was terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
How'd she make it to the Olympics? Then?
Right, that's what they're wondering.
Oh,
How
yeah.
did Australia come up with
Well,
this? Like,
Are we sure it was a girl?
I'm not gonna. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I'll misgender all I want. But yeah, it was a lady.
I'm not
in my eyes.
misgendering shit.
Yeah, I
It's-
think her name was.
I'm not
Brenda.
acknowledging mental illness.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was Brenda. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. But yeah, she wasn't. I mean, it
Or
looked
wait.
like somebody that was checking in the drunk tank. Just
Did she miss? Did she take the wrong bus? Was it supposed to be Special Olympic
No, well, that would have been a.
breakdance?
I would have given it to her then.
Okay.
But now she's on all. She's doing the tour of like late night shows. And,
Oh, sure.
she's like the guy that was on American Idol back in the day.
She bang.
Yeah,
she
she
Oh,
bang.
that's no.
William Hung.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Or the Hawk-Tua girl. The Hawk-Tua girl just
She's-
threw out the first pitch.
She's killing it.
She
Yeah.
threw out the first pitch at the Mets game, and fans were irate.
Yeah.
Fans were irate. Oh, this is ridiculous. Little did they know she was raising money for a veteran dog.
Yeah.
People don't care.
Man, just
They don't care.
because
They
she
just wanna
spits on
hate.
that thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you shit, I wish I came up with a one-liner like that.
Oh, you've got to, Mikey. You just got to record yourself.
Yeah,
more.
you-
more
yeah.
content. You'll go viral.
That's true.
You are viral.
So
right now.
Yeah,
the weak transition.
that's okay.
We were just talking about, there was the whole transitioning and stuff.
like
There
it.
is a sports network. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
ESPN.
Well, before they went woke, I used to listen to them a lot.
You were keeping them in business.
I was
They're-
keeping
they're
it
about
long
time.
they're about as woke as it gets.
So here's the thing. I don't listen to them anymore because of that.
You liked Golic and Mingo.
What I like, Mike and Mike, Golic
Mike and
Wingo.
Mike,
But back in the day when I used to drive around all day, I used to listen to all the shows.
of course.
You and me
And-
both.
Yeah, and there was, I don't remember which baseball commentator it was. It was either Buster or Tim Kirkchin.
Sure.
One of
Both
them said
great.
something which fascinated me because they were talking about, and this was like 20 years ago.
Yep.
They were talking about the Seattle Mariners, and it was like, how good are they? Because they were like projected to get like 115 wins.
Sure.
And he said something and made sense. It was in an MLB season, there's
Yep.
162 games.
Yep.
You have to assume that every team is going to win 50 games and lose 50 games.
Yep.
Without question, that's what's going to happen right off the bat.
Yep.
It's what you do with those other 62 games that determines whether or not you're going to be a good program or you got to rebuild.
Right.
Right now, we are dealing with an MLB franchise that won't even get to 40 wins.
Right.
They're at 30 flipping wins right now, the White
Yeah.
Sox.
Yeah.
They are historically bad.
Historically bad.
They are so bad that AJ Przinsky, who's going to be like the manager
Former
next
twin.
year,
Yep.
openly said, I'll wait till next year. You know, I don't want to take
Yeah.
over now. Don't fire this guy now. That's not fair. You know,
It's a franchise that needs to be moved
yes.
because you have the Cubbies,
Yep.
and I get it. You still have the Southsiders that roll with the fucking Sox, and that's okay. I get tradition, just like the Raiders
Yeah.
in Oakland. But unfortunately, you don't have enough fans that will show up regardless because you're inner city.
Yep.
And a lot of those kids would rather go watch the Bulls or a different sport that isn't like watching paint dry. And I'm a
And people-
baseball guy.
And people don't want to take their kids to those games because it's extremely dangerous to get to
It
that
isn't
area.
a very
Correct.
good area.
You're going to have to take the L.
I remember when I.
Do you know what the
I
L
went-
is?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's called the L?
No,
Greggy, I know you probably know.
I do
I
not.
found this out today. Do you know, Greg?
Why it's called an L? Because it's an elevated train.
Elevated train.
Yeah.
Isn't that some fun
You
fact
just
for
found
you?
that out now?
To this morning?
Why don't
Yeah.
they call it the E?
I thought it was like the L, the J. I
Yeah.
thought these were different
the nickname
lines.
is L as an EL. As
Yeah.
Elevated. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Really?
I always thought the letter L, and I was always
Oh.
like, "Oh, that must be the letter
Oh,
train."
I thought it was the letter L too.
yeah,
Oh. Wow. Oh,
we taught you something here. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
God bless
No,
everyone.
but yeah, the Sox, they need to get moved. I mean, it's hard. Look at the Twins. You have a franchise that is notorious for never spending any money, really, or spending a lot of money on one person. That fans still fill it up. Mikey just went to a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and we got one team. Chicago's.
Yep.
Chicago's different.
Experience. You know, when you don't have the experience factor, you're not going to get the general public.
amen.
You're going to get your hardcores. But-
Amen.
But as we've all known, and most people don't realize this, sports franchises don't cater to the fanatics. Those fans are going to be there regardless.
Correct.
The reason
You're
why
right.
sports
Great point.
franchises
Yep.
fail is because you don't bring in those marginal people.
Correct.
Well,
It's
and
the
like
same reason why you don't win an election.
yeah, like the
Yep.
Twins game when Kinley and I went, we looked over, we're first baseline, and right field,
Yep.
they
Bags.
have all the bags and stuff. And I'm
Greggy
like, look
said
at all
that you
those.
guys are going to be flicking
Look at
bags.
all those
Brilliant,
people playing.
Greggy.
But to Greg's point, that's why they do that. Because when I go to the
course.
Saints game with the kids, those kids did not want to watch baseball. You know what they wanted? They wanted
Play on the field.
$20 to go play at the park, to go rock climbing,
Yep.
to throw balls. And we were in the outfield. So it's like, go play because they don't care
The
about the
attention
game.
span's
And
not there.
most people out there have families. So it needs
Yep.
to be a family experience.
And that's the memory.
Yep.
Yeah. So bags and walking around and this, that, and the other. Like the game's important, but not as much as the experience.
And me growing up, like we had the Metrodome. I loved the fucking Metrodome.
So did
and
I.
Yeah, the dome
Only,
was amazing.
only probably because I was so little,
Yeah.
but I loved it. And like we would go to the Twinkies games, and you go take a pee in the big trough, fucking pisser.
Yep.
Shoulder to shoulder with some old dude.
Yeah, your eye level to an 80-year-old shrunken dick.
Yeah, and you're going to get a dome dog, and that dome dog was the treat.
And they had
Yep.
the crushed Coke ice.
Yeah,
Yep.
like,
Oh,
but I remember as a kid, like, I didn't have a phone or a tablet or anything like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
So, like, going to the game, my dad would buy me the fucking $5 pamphlet, and I'd keep score.
Yep.
And that's how I learned to
See,
keep score.
yep.
And like that was the memory.
So as everyone knows, growing up, I was always a Twins fan.
Yep.
From the time I was 5.
Yep.
My dad used to play in softball tournaments in the Twin Cities.
Yep.
Growing up in Milwaukee, I had County Stadium, which if you don't know what County Stadium is,
We
watch the movie Major League.
Okay.
Because that's where they filmed it.
Got it.
Sick.
They filmed it at County Stadium. It was an old tin can. It was the worst stadium ever.
Sure.
But I loved going to Brewer games because it was, like you said, everything you guys just said.
Yeah.
When my dad would come up to a softball tournament, there was one year I was like 9 years old, and he did everything he could, being a police chief, use the badge,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Didn't get me tickets. He just got me a tour with him of the Metrodome. We walked around.
Yep.
I got to peek in.
Yep.
I got to see the field. It was the greatest experience of my life.
Correct.
At that age. And it was the most god-awful piece of
Yeah.
crap stadium, but it was a dome.
You get
And it
blown
was
out,
cool.
dude. You get blown out at the end.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was like the old Saints Stadium
Yeah,
was
sure.
sweet too. They had Igor, which was Wally the Beer Man was the dome.
Yep.
Igor was the Saints.
Wally,
but yeah,
dude,
those
I
are,
still have his baseball cards.
oh,
he'd
who
hand out.
doesn't? My
Yeah.
two best Metrodome experiences had nothing to do with the Twins, the Gophers, or the Vikings.
Okay.
Number two, my sperm donor
Yep.
played in a softball game,
Yeah.
and
Old timer.
right
Yeah.
behind the home plate on the ground level,
Yeah.
you'd sit in a fence. That's where the announcers were.
Sure.
So I got to go in as a kid and announce these softball players
That's
coming up to bat. Sperm donor.
Yeah.
Number
Go
two,
ahead. Go ahead.
number one was they used to shut down the dome and make it like Skateville.
Okay, I don't remember that one.
So you could go in the concourse
And skate
and
around it.
rollerblade and skate
So sick.
and every level. So like the top level,
That's
that's
such a brilliant
that's where
idea.
they go up and like that's where we're getting it. right?
Before insurance
The
was a
lower-
thing.
No kidding.
The
Yeah.
lower level was like the kids and the families, and so you could go there and
Yeah.
rollerblade around.
That would be awesome.
It
That's
was
awesome.
phenomenal.
I remember in high. Go ahead, Greggy.
I was just gonna say, I'm trying to picture Dano on the field of
Oh
the
my
Metrodome,
god.
Puffing on Marb Reds,
Yeah.
ready to
Smoking indoors. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I remember in high school we got to play every year. Shakopee got to play their first game of the season at the Dome on the field, and just like you hit that turf and you realize why so many people tore their knees.
Yeah, oh yeah.
because it's carpet.
Yeah.
It's it's
Yeah.
concrete underneath carpet.
Yep.
And like you take a ground ball on that,
Yeah.
it's so fast. The grass does not slow it down at all. And it's like just rockets. And it's like, oh my God, the Dome, dude.
Yeah, but it was sweet.
God. And
Yeah.
now those seats are at the Joe, which is Schlepper Stadium in Shakopee. They got the whole behind home plate is all the old
Oh,
seats.
the
Oh,
blue.
nice.
Okay.
And then they got a little bit of like different stuff.
Yeah.
Home plate, I think, is from there.
Yeah.
So
Mike, why don't you have any dome seats up in here?
oh, I swear he used to.
He's
didn't he?
busy.
Yeah, let him price that
He
shit.
said,
out.
good question.
Good question. She's always shopping. If you got some dome seats, bring them through.
Yeah, we could put them right there.
It's not bad.
Just
It's,
nail them
It's
in.
not bad at all. So, Mikey, you got a wedding coming up. Not yours.
Nope. Next weekend.
Big
Stino.
Steen, former guest of the show.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
at the old
What an episode that was.
at the old studio.
Yeah,
That-
Steen
that
with
was-
a glass full
Yeah.
of brown water.
Let me fill that up
Yeah.
for you, Mike.
Man, glad we got our money's worth in that
That'll
episode. Yeah.
I forgot what I was doing that day. I think I had to work that day, but I
Probably.
knew about it. So it's
Yeah.
like, so that's what you call them in. I remember my dad texting me,
Who the fuck is
and he
this?
goes, why did they do the initials game if,
Yeah.
if Steen doesn't know what he's doing?
No.
Yeah, that wasn't special guest. This is gonna out. That was because he's a best buddy.
Yep.
And he
Oh,
wanted to
deserved
be
it.
a
Oh,
part
the
of.
rest of his performance was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's everything
It
I
was a-
expected from Steve.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to next weekend. I got next Friday off because we're gonna go golfing. BB actually just texted during the show.
Good.
In our group text.
Okay.
And he said,
Uh-oh.
he goes, "Hey boys, Steen and I are getting haircuts at the Proper Culture in Egan on Wednesday at 7. If you want to meet up, have a beer, quotations pop for Reeves, or something, swing by." I said, "Absolutely not."
Do you tell him that you have a barber that is
I've told
exclusive?
him 100.
He's got his haircut
I've
from
told
Boy
him,
before.
yeah,
Louis
I've told him
Louis.
100 times I'm not going to another barber.
Yeah, Mike's
I'm
very
not.
particular. Yeah.
Mike's got his guy.
I got my guy. I'm not going.
and even
Have
when his
fun.
guy messes up, or it's still his guy.
It's still my. I mean,
there's a
I
couple extra
I
therapy
married
sessions.
him and his wife.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, for a cut.
Man,
He got the
for
deal.
a cut.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I said,
dude.
do it for a cut. That's if they ever need anything, yeah, I'll do it for a cut.
God, you're blessed.
Just one cut.
You
But
know,
yeah,
You're
we got.
marrying me, and I'd have to
You didn't have to buy me a cut. Nope. I did that. I did that on the on the cost for you. But yeah, it's gonna be a good wedding. I don't know what I'm looking forward to more: the golf, the wedding, or we're doing game day photo.
Listen
Game
to
day
this one,
walk
Greg.
up photo shoots.
Okay.
So basically, it's more on TikTok,
Think
like,
Cam Newton.
like a video.
Okay.
You know when you're walking into a football game,
Yep.
you got your fit,
Yeah.
you got your
Headphone in.
headphones on.
Yep.
So we're doing that photography style,
Okay.
walking from the parking lot into the hotel.
Okay.
So my guy ordered a fit. It should be here
Oh,
tomorrow.
he ordered a fit, all right. And
Will
when I say fit, it's matching.
Who's gonna have the Aaron Jones sombrero?
nobody.
Oh, that's a good look.
That is a good look,
You'd
but
have to
it's got to
shave
be.
the whole top of your head and put a do rag on it. Do you notice that?
Oh.
He has dreads,
Yeah.
but they're only the
Yeah.
horseshoe, like Kevin
Yeah.
Benz.
Well, he's bald.
I know.
Yeah, it's hell.
It's a bad look.
It is a bad look.
Knock the half dreads off.
Yeah.
Not-
But that's going to be fun. The walk, that'll be my profile picture. So
Yeah.
I got to hit it out of the park.
Now, for those that weren't at my not my bachelor party, the groom's dinner. Okay, so mind you, we had our groom's dinner in a city called Dilworth, Minnesota.
Dilworth, God's country.
Okay, we had it out on a farm,
Yep.
and Mikey rolls up in a camo sweatsuit
Yep.
with some fresh shoes on.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the belle of the ball. He was
Yeah.
the talk of the town. All right. Because they see this guy walking up, and at first they go, "Oh, Hunter, nice outdoorsman."
No.
Mikey won't put a worm on a hook.
No.
All right.
Absolutely
So
not.
this guy
Absolutely
couldn't
not.
tell you if it was a deer or a zebra.
Yeah.
And he's walking up in all camo, and I said, "This is right up your alley."
It's my best man right there.
God. Man.
Which is funny because Mike, probably a month before your wedding,
yeah.
was trying to figure out what he was going to wear to the groom's dinner.
I was.
To the groom's dinner, I probably wore what was in
Cargos.
my backpack.
Yeah. Cargo
You know,
shorts and a
You know,
polo.
it's like, what am I wearing Sunday on the drive home?
Yeah.
Is probably what I wore Friday to the groom's dinner.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I got you a new twist hat, and you're just wearing that one into the grave
Oh,
with
that
ya.
one looks good.
This
though.
one-
that's a
th-
vintage.
oh, this
That's a
fits your-
weathered.
It
I'm the
fits your
same.
head, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's all weathered and
I
stained.
like the old. I was actually this morning. I was
That's
in
a
the room.
vintage.
I was in the room and I grabbed the new one.
No.
And I thought, no, this one's still got some life in it.
It does. It's still.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna wear it until the absolute end.
Yep.
And then you got a brand new one.
Yep.
So that works out great.
It's a beautiful thing.
But yeah, it's gonna be good. So with best man speeches, I've only done one. I did Maddie's.
Teared up.
And I only think about them at night when I'm in bed.
That's a good
Oh, yeah.
time to think
That's a
about
good
stuff
time.
like that. Yeah.
And so I'd jot notes down, and then at my former employer, which we won't mention on this
Yeah.
show, I would go and I would type it in, and then I would keep kind of adding, and then the juices would flow. And so I've done that numerous times with this wedding, and I don't know what it is. There's so much history with Mike and I.
Right.
There's over 20 plus years, and I feel like I'm much more not nervous to stand up and give the speech.
Yeah. You want it to mean
Yeah,
as much as he means
well,
to you?
the thing-
Right.
the thing
So
is-
I haven't even done it yet.
You
I-
need to send it to me. I'll give you some notes.
Yeah. So this is the week.
Yeah.
I'll get it done.
Yeah.
But it's like I've really pushed it off. I had yours done like 8
Well,
months.
yeah.
Well, the thing,
But it
too
was
is
good.
There's a
was
lot
great.
more people in the audience of Steen's wedding that are going to know you.
Yeah.
You know,
Plus, not only that, but you're trying to make up fucking 20 years of misery for his mom. You know, his mom. You need. That's
I
the
was gonna
biggest
say.
thing. It's not even about if Steen likes the speech.
It's
if
about
you
the
can
mom.
Smooth
Yeah,
over.
This
mom.
one's
Oh,
all
yeah.
about Barb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really need. This one's for Barb. You should
Yep.
say that right off the bat.
this is an interview.
You know.
Can I be back in your son's life?
Listen, Steen, you know, I'm just glad you found the love of your life because, you know, you owe it to your mom. And, you know, without your mom, you wouldn't be here today. And
I do have
Yeah.
a couple funny one-liners. I won't put them on here. I'll run them by you guys.
you just need to start balling. That's what you need to do. Get really emotional.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the
well,
end of
I'm an emotional guy.
it, you rip your button up and it says vote for Reeves. dude. yeah.
that's the
and
play.
that's the clip. You clip that, you put it on your then we're looking at Mayor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's just this is a stepping stone.
I know it is. That's what I'm saying.
If you think for 1 second if I win city council and I stay in that city long term, then I'm not running for
Crazy
mayor.
already even said it this week, dude. He was
It's
like,
mayor. and then
Yeah.
it's senator.
He goes, so I hear Creasy, he texts me each morning and he's like, yeah, so I hear Mike's running for office. We should start calling him the mayor. I said, oh, that's the plan, Stan. Oh, I hope you get in office.
The senator of our district right now, what was he prior? One guess.
I'm gonna guess city councilman.
printer.
He was the mayor. And
Oh.
prior to that, he was a city councilman. You get your feet wet, you keep elevating up. I mean, Rochi, he just went right for it. He's going for the house.
Well, Roach is more of an all-in kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
But you gotta
But Trump
get in
can't pick
somewhere.
Roach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. With the golden gavel.
Wish I could vote for him.
Oh,
God.
100%.
Yeah.
He's lucky he's in a district that's all red. So really
Sure.
and he's the only one running for that side.
Yeah.
So there's nobody.
And he's endorsed.
yeah.
He's doing it. He has great respect for the process, he says.
I'm going to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
So they had a thing through the state. If you donate money to the campaign, you get it back.
Oh, this is classic.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're up at the cabin.
If you donate a certain amount,
Yeah.
Yeah,
get
up
it
to
back.
$75. You
up
get
to
it back.
75, you get it back.
And so we're up at the cabin, and I didn't, I asked, do you need me to bring anything? Nope, we're good. So I get there, and I said, well, let me throw you some money.
Yeah.
I got it's me and my 3 kids here.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to just
Feed us. And
feed
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Let me just toss you some money. He goes,
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. Donate to my campaign. And I said, okay. So I
of course,
shot
you get it back.
shot him $75
Yeah.
and filled out the paperwork. I'm like, it's fine. I got Kinley here. So that $75, it means more than
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
because I'm spending money like I'm at a strip club.
Yeah, you
just,
Yeah.
but okay, I'm helping out a buddy. So we're a couple weeks in, and I messaged Sarah, and I'm like, "Did you even send my form?" And I haven't seen anything. Literally the next day, I get a piece of paper in the mail saying, "Hey, thanks, Mike, for your donation to your debt with the state of Minnesota."
Yeah.
We took
just
that.
like the state taxes, they confiscated that.
Yeah, they took it.
That's awesome.
They took it.
That's
2
hilarious.
donations.
And honestly, 2 donations. So
Yeah.
that 75 just right to the debt, So that's fine. That's fine. At least I paid off some debt.
Politics,
But yeah,
dude.
Chipping away.
I tell you what, I would have never done it.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
so
Drew.
classic.
I would have never done it.
That's
I would've-
love it.
I'd have donated today after Kinley was gone, but it's like shit. That's that's movie, that's dinner. We got
Yeah.
shit to do.
I love it.
This is 7 weeks.
7 hard weeks.
7 weeks, baby.
Man,
Yeah, she started school yesterday.
good.
Shot her a text, asked how it went. She goes, "They gave us 5 minutes to walk up 3 flights of stairs." I said,
Yeah.
"Welcome to high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to high
Better know
school.
where your classes
you,
are at.
you better buckle down
Yep.
because you know what she wants to be when she grows up?
A lawyer.
Uncle John.
Yep.
Oh.
She does because she sees it. She's
Yeah.
like, man, this is
This is the life.
this
yeah.
is nice. Look
Yeah.
at Dad's place. Look at
Yeah.
John's place.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a great example for
Oh,
her.
Yeah.
Because look, you're not gonna skate by and get that.
Right.
You're gonna skate by and get this.
If you're lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you want that, now you're in 9th grade. Now
Better
it all
show up.
matters.
Better fucking
Now it
show up.
all matters.
Good for Ken.
Yeah.
I like it.
That is something that our next generation needs to do more of.
Yeah.
Is look at, I want this. Who can I look to
Yeah.
that has it?
Right.
Because there's too many people, in the younger generations. I want to skate by. And then when they're 30, they're like, well, why don't I have anything?
Yeah.
Well, because you didn't. Meatloaf.
Yeah. Don't worry, these mics barely pick us up.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
But it's more of like, well, I want this. Well, what did you do when you were 18 to 30 to get
Correct.
this?
Correct.
That's why I tell people all the time. It's who gives a rat. I mean, right now, I have been paid over the past 2 years.
Yep.
$150 an hour, and it was like 10 hours
Yep.
total of being able to talk to people about a unique industry that I have knowledge of.
Yep.
Now, if I was someone who wanted to, move that into like a career,
Yeah.
great. But if you have a unique knowledge of something, people always want that and they will pay you for that.
Yep.
So get involved in a trade, get involved in something. Do
Yep.
not work at McDonald's until you're 25 and be like, I don't know why.
Yeah. I'll
but-
push trade hard on,
yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Layla.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it's,
need the trade.
well,
Yeah.
you know what? When I used to be not a sponsor, so I won't mention. When I used to be in charge of a plumbing company,
Yep.
I would tell them all the time, I would hire a qualified woman in a second.
Yep.
Because you put a woman in a house for a trade,
Yep.
electrician, plumber, welder, anything like that, carpenter, and they have the knowledge, they will win business 10 times over before a woman would.
course.
Or
They're
before a
more
man would.
trustworthy.
Yep.
They're more
'Cause
trustworthy.
they feel like they're
more
not getting
intricate.
swindled. Yep.
Yeah, they're more empathetic to a person's needs.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So
Yeah. Go into a trade.
go into it unless you have a direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't go to school without a plan.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the
because
thing.
otherwise you
There's
just
some
donate.
people that family or whatever, like they can kind of do the bare minimum
Yep.
and go to college and graduate from college
Yep.
and be successful
Yeah.
and not, but like I wasn't. My
Right.
kids probably won't be. Like we
Yeah.
got to scrap and fight
Yeah.
for everything. We don't have that silver spoon or that
And
setup.
what we were taught is that if you need to go to college, and if you don't go to college, you won't be successful. And it's like that was very true back then in the day.
Yeah.
But now it's like the majority of people that are unsuccessful are the ones going to college because they don't know what they're going for.
yeah, they're going
And
into
then they don't
debt with no
finish.
plan.
Yeah.
And then they don't finish, and then they have to start and try to figure something out.
But you don't. It doesn't have to be a.
41%.
It doesn't have to be a 4-year. It doesn't have to be
Oh,
Yale.
no.
It could be Normandale. You
Yeah.
should get some schooling.
Yep.
And that's
To push you in
trade
the
or
right
whatever.
direction. Yeah.
And that's why I thought it was cool. Burnsville High School I went to, obviously,
Blaze.
and the school itself is shit now.
Sure.
The city's kind of turned to shit.
Sure.
But they about 10 years ago formulated this initiative within the school that from 9th grade on,
Yep.
you were going to have classes in a trade, in a career field.
Yep.
And these were going to be your classes. So by the time you graduate,
You know kind of an idea what you want.
yeah, you've done all these things. You
Yep.
know what you're good at. You know what you like. And I thought that was genius,
Yep.
to really help these kids for 4 years. By the time that they're done, have somewhat of an idea. We had the coolest in our senior year, we had a project called Life After High School. And mind you, I got in some trouble senior year. So I
No.
was grounded
Yeah.
during
you should have been.
during the time of this
Yeah.
This project. And we had a print shop
Yeah.
that we could use.
Yeah.
So me and about 4 buddies, we went in, used the print shop, did it. It was like the first A I ever got, I think.
I love it.
But it was cool because you had to get a job, you had to find out the wage, you had to pay your bills, get
Yeah.
a car payment, and kind of see what life looked like after high school.
Good.
Yeah, it was
I just-
pretty sweet.
My thing is, if you work hard, at some point you will be given an opportunity
Yeah.
to make your life successful, however you do that.
Yeah.
The people who are in their 40s, 50s that complain about things did not work hard enough to find that opportunity.
Yeah.
And most people will get more than one opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you.
Yep.
You're living your best life right now.
Yep.
But it was because you worked hard
Yep.
at your previous job, which was, let's just call it a dead end.
Yep.
But you still showed up, still did everything you were supposed to do until this opportunity came to you.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not working hard at the dead end, then the opportunity never comes to you because you're not proving that you can do it.
Correct.
Kids nowadays, they just want the opportunity.
Yep.
They don't want to do the work to prove that they earned
Because
the
they thought
opportunity.
that you got it handed to you. Too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're like, what do you mean?
You
Yeah.
need to work hard on the things that are important to life if you deem your life successful.
Yeah.
And that's not just work.
Wow,
That's
that's true.
that's relationships. That's being a dad. That's being a friend. That's being a
Yep.
partner. Because at the end of the day, that's what the core of your life is. The job if you're happy in your life, you could be happy doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shovel and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's the balance. And at your core, if you're truly happy, then everything else trickles around. Yeah, money is important and it buys things and it's fine, but you can still, if you're able to pay, I
Yep.
don't make $150 million a year
No.
and I'm happy.
Yep.
I
That's all that
provide,
matters.
I provide for my kids. I pay my bills. I got a little extra cheddar, like
Great tan.
great tan. I'm going today. I told her yesterday, I said, I'm going to see you every day, but Sunday when you're closed.
Good for you, Mike.
Yep. We're dialing it in. It's game time. T-1 week. We'll see you. We're definitely not here next week because we'll be at Stino's wedding.
Go for a jog today, kids.
Yeah, go get a job.
No, a jog.
Jog.
Oh, jog.
Or swim.
Practice for your
Jog or
40-yard
jog.
dash.
Yeah. Do something.
Olivia's at work right now.
Good.
So,
What was that, Dima?
Twist Nation. Twist Nation. We talking sports with